What's going on, everyone? How we doing? Let me turn that backlight on real quick. How we doing? I don't even think you could. I guess that's probably a better angle. How we doing, guys? What is good? So I just made a pretty big purchase. I have a little bit of a confession to make. I've just made a pretty big purchase. I don't know if you guys saw, but OpenAI has just released their first ever hardware device. Now they're getting a lot of they're getting a lot of hate because it's pretty expensive. I actually haven't even watched the video yet, so let's take a look.
You can now take your Codex work to the next level with the Codex Micro, a keyboard built with the team at work louder specifically for Codex. I honestly can't imagine building without it anymore. To show you how it works, I'm going to use GPT 5.6 Soul in Codex to build a little word game and steer the entire process from the Micro. Let's start with voice dictation. I can hold this key and start talking.
I like his
to Codex.
jumper. I want one.
Build a browser game called One Letter Off. Players change one letter at a time to turn the word cold to warm at a 30-second timer.
So I'm curious if that mic button works universally or only within Codex.
Streaks and satisfying tile animations. The whole prompt appears without me touching my laptop keyboard. I can configure the analog.
This only
stick
launched a few hours ago, though,
the
Ducan. Don't feel too far behind.
Or by default, swipe it up to use plan mode. With the dial, I can control the reasoning effort to quickly switch between a quick task and deeper reasoning without breaking my flow.
That's pretty cool.
To the game, I'm having Codex work on a couple of other
unnecessary
things in
but
my
cool
pinned tasks. Each of the tasks maps to a key on the Micro, and I can click them to quickly switch between tasks. I can quickly see what's running and what needs my attention.
So you can add custom.
And if the app is in the background, I can double tap.
Yo, I don't know if you guys saw, but there was some sort of drama going around with OpenAI stealing like Apple's hardware. Is this what they were talking about? This can't be what they were talking about.
To see what needs my attention. When Codex asks for permission to run something, I can switch over and press accept. And I can also quickly switch back and hold voice again to queue up another.
I'm not gonna lie, this would be dope if it works for Conductor.
Task by asking, make the win state punchier and add a streak counter.
All right, so they got like let's have a look at the website. I think they partnered with some company, Codex Micro. It's a cool website. Your command center. I'm more of a clicky kind of guy. You can get a silent one too, though. It's kind of cool. Damn, you can get it in different colors? Shit, I didn't know that. Oh, wait, you can just change the light. All right, cool. Well, I'm pretty excited because guess what? Your boy actually bought one. This shit was pretty freaking expensive. I'm not gonna lie. It's costed me $230 to buy. Drew's just come in the chat. You can buy one for $16 on Amazon. I actually looked on Amazon because I wanted to verify that, and the claim is actually wrong. If you actually look up micro keyboard. I think it was programmable, because basically everyone's raging because they're like, dude, it's $400. Like, why is it so expensive? But if you actually have a look, so I actually end up buying. So I think I bought this one as well. So I have now bought two programmable keyboards. I bought the Codex one and I bought this one. And so I'm going to be releasing a video in the next, whenever it arrives. And I'm going to be comparing the two. So you guys don't need to waste your money. I'm wasting my own money. Clearly I've got too much of it. No, I don't. I'm broke as shit. But we're going to find out if it's worth it or not. I have a feeling it might come in pretty handy. They got some cool features here. Like, you know, I'm using Whisper Flow all the time. So already I can see if the microphone button works, then being able to use that for Whisper Flow. Even like these custom keys, reprogramming them to help out with the stream actually. So I could have shortcuts for the stream. I feel like the toggle may be a little unnecessary. But yeah, you know what? I bought a programmable keyboard for $60 on Amazon. Claude can program it in like 10 minutes. Dude, I already bought it, bro. How behind is the live stream? I literally just told you I bought it. But it's got a lot of bad reviews. Like if you look at, did I save it? Yeah, see this is the post you're talking about that went viral. If you scroll down a little bit, this guy literally said, I have this exact one. The key falls off really quickly and no mic, but agree much better deal than OpenAI. Apparently this one is really highly rated as well. So you got the Adafruit macro pad, which apparently is really good. It's weird because when I searched it up on Amazon, it just showed a bunch of really bad reviewed keyboards. Like, it was kind of weird. Stream's lagging. Let me have a look. From OBS, it's saying it's healthy, but on YouTube, it's looking weird. Let me just have a look on. Looks laggy on X as well. Give me a second. Turning down video settings. Yo, hold up. I'm trying to fix it. Don't know why that's happening. It's not my internet, is it? Internet's fine. It's got to be a lag with my laptop. Give me 1 second. Let me try something else. It ain't a doobie booby stream without some technical difficulties. Am I right? Saying encoding overloaded. The sound's not lagging, just the image. Internet's fine. Hold up. I think we're back. Are we back? Are we good? This should be better, right? It should be working now. Let me just test. I think we should be better. Hold on one sec. Let me just verify. Yo, Drew, I already bought one, bro. I already bought one on Amazon. It was like I think it was $30 US. It had a bit better reviews than the one that you bought. Yo, Drew, I already bought one, bro. All right, cool. It's working. Dope. We back. We back. Dude, I had to turn off the freaking X live stream for that. I wonder what happened. First time. I mean, not the first time that's happened, but yeah. So basically, people are claiming that you can buy this for $18. Some people in the comments are saying that it might not be as good as people are saying it is, but it's still a really good value. So I ended up buying this other one. Let me see if I can find it. It had a lot better reviews because the problem with this apparently is it has software that you need to download from a Google Drive. So I ended up I bought this one. XPen ACK05 shortcut remote express key. This one, it's just got way better reviews. So it's a little bit more pricey, but I was like, hey, I'm doing a video about this and I want to provide the best feedback that I can so people make the right decision, and this looked like it had the best reviews. So I will be reviewing this alongside OpenAI's new hardware. So yeah, look out for that video because that's gonna be a banger. We should be back now. All right, let me go into what was the culprit. I think it was just moving stuff around. I'm kind of trialing a bit of a new setup right now because I recently bought a new Mac Studio, and I've connected it to my Mac Mini, which is separate to my MacBook Pro, which live streams everything. And Apple has universal, I think it's like universal computer or universal something. It's called universal screen, I think, which lets you share different screens and make it kind of feel like one computer, even though I'm using two different pieces of hardware. So yeah. But what's good, Emilio? I haven't seen you in a minute, bro. Hope you're doing well. Full Reddit stories. You post Reddit stories? Do you post those Minecraft parkour videos with the Reddit stories? Anyway, let's get into what I want to do today. So we've got a few issues here. First off, we've had a problem. A user's had a problem logging in. This is regarding when you don't use your Gmail account. So we need to fix this. The second is something regarding the journal entry appended. So we need to look into that. Emilio also posted another bug. We're going to have a look into that. And yeah, I'm keen to get into it. So let's lock in. Let's open up Conductor. And let's start with, I think the biggest problem, which is probably this one. Anyone else vibe coding with me today? Or am I solo dolo on this biatch? probably give this problem to Fable. I like using Fable. I've noticed GPT 5.6, it's good, but it takes a very long time. Yeah, I appreciate you providing all the feedback, Amelia. It's actually been really helpful. And to everyone else who's also been providing feedback for Ace, you guys are actually really helping me out here because I get to see all these different bugs from a bunch of different setups. We've got plenty of Fable. All right, let's get a few prompts going, and then I'll yap for a bit. The verification seems to be not working properly, specifically for when users try to log in with something out other than a Gmail account. For example, you can see here a user has downloaded the app and then tried to sign in with their email. However, the sign-in code is not being shown. So this is obviously a big error for paying users who are using email. Can we look into the issue and fix it? Now, obviously, it takes a little bit of time for me to warm up. Yeah, like I gotta do a few prompts before they get a bit better. I always notice the very first couple of prompts that I post are always really lame and a bit shitty. The other thing that we would like to look into is this issue right now. I can't create more than 2 stages. I mean, let's have a look. Can I create more than 2 stages? Also, we've made a bunch of changes to dev. So I don't even know if dev is functional right now. So let's have a look at and open up the Ace dev. See if it's functional. All right, it looks like stream's health is looking better. I'm gonna bump up the kilobytes per second. I think recommended is like it's 12. Okay, Ace is not even opening. Ace dev ain't even opening for me, so that's goes to show. I think Ace is like 100 commits or something, but in front of main right now. So I haven't. There's a big update coming, guys. I just haven't gotten around to it because I haven't got it to a level that I'm happy with. We can see inside of dev. 2 commits behind main. Looks like all of dev just got merged to main. Let me just verify. That was if that's the case, it was an accident. Just confirming, did all of dev get merged into prod or main? Yo, DB, I just switched to Codex from Claude Code. Any tips on how to transfer all my stuff over? Also, do you have any vids on Codex? Would love to see some. Of course. I'm in the midst of making some more Codex videos. I think it's an underserved niche right now, for sure. What do you mean by switching stuff over? For me, the way that I kind of work is like, I mean, there's this prompt that you can do to ChatGPT. It might even still be in the Discord. Data packet prompt. Here, right here. So if you're in the Discord, we've got this prompt right here. And if you basically paste this entire prompt into ChatGPT or Claude or whatever AI that you use, and then it'll basically spit out this data packet of information of everything that it knows about you. And then what you can do is you can copy that information and you can paste it into whatever new AI that you're planning to use. And that way it initially gets like all of this information about you. So this can be super helpful when transitioning. I can try and get the whole prompt on screen so you can screenshot it. Here, that's the prompt right there. Screenshot it, do what you need to do. You can transcribe it by just screenshotting it, pasting it into AI and just being like, hey, can you transcribe this? And then copying that and then pasting it into AI as a prompt. Or you can just join the Discord. There's a link in the description and you'll see it inside of tutorials. But yeah, this is really good for when you're switching models. Check it out. I was going to do something and now I've forgotten. Yeah, so we're also going to be releasing this new feature, which is finally going to allow you to preview inside of Ace. So this is a pretty big deal, guys, because up until this point, Ace has never been able to build an app that you could preview inside of Ace. And so now you're finally going to be able to do that. All right, sweet, thanks. Yeah, I've been having problems because a lot of people do skills for Claude, but I have a hard time finding any for ChatGPT. So hello everybody, my name is IH. I'm just gonna call you hello. Skills are actually, believe it or not, universal. ChatGPT or Codex and Claude, or any other AI for that matter, they all use the same system for skills, which is just, skills are just .md files. They're basically text files that explain things in great detail so the agent or AI that you use at the time is able to gain quote unquote mastery over a certain niche or area. And so that text file or .md file, that skill that you're installing, whether it be for Claude or whatever, can also be used in any other AI tool, whether it's Codex, whether it's Kimi, whether it's GLM. You can use that same skill file across multiple different AIs. So don't feel like a Claude skill can only be used for Claude, because those skills are actually universal. They can be used across all other AIs as well. But this is the new feature we're looking at publish. I'm just gonna wait a second before we... Ace Dev's still not opening, so... Just confirming, Ace Dev is not opening for me right now on my Mac. Can you look into why? Hopefully this didn't cross over to production. Let me just verify if production works. Maybe my prompt wasn't clear enough with Fable, but I basically... ages ago, we created a .dmg. I mean, it works for Ace production. It's just not working for dev. Need to look into why. This is production, yes. Okay. Getting a beach ball, loading screen. Okay. Let me just close that. Working fine inside of production, just not Ace. So I just verified it's working fine inside of main, just not inside of Ace Dev. I think what we can do is, while that's going, let's create another one. There's a few things I need to verify, so I need dev to work. Let's just go through our to-do list. Look into this bug. Where did the output go? I'll just take a screenshot of this. You can see that a user basically tried to generate some sort of dad jokes app. You can see here. And for some reason, the Gemini, Codex, Claude, it just didn't work. Journal entry appended. Look into, so I'm gonna get Fable to have a look at this. Can you look at this user's feedback seems to have run into a bug where all agents just ended up writing back saying journal entry appended. Why did this happen? Can we look into what the cause was and how we can fix it? Yo, J-Mart, how you doing, bro? Hope you're doing well, man. We can probably stick to extra high. Does anyone know the difference between extra high and max with Fable? Because when I go on cursor bench, do you know why, Jay? It's a pretty big jump, which makes me want to use max more. It does also cost nearly twice as much, so geez, maybe I stick to extra high for that reason. He don't have an output, I just looked. Do we know what the problem was though? J-Mart, do you think this would fix it? It thinks a lot longer. Gonna delete some apps here just so I can free up my compute. Man, I really gotta get a new laptop. I've noticed the more I've started coding, the way laggier. Henry Keen, I don't know why, but you're the only vibe coding stream I watch. I mean, shit, I appreciate it. I don't know why, but I appreciate it, I guess. A little subtle compliment there. I think it just stopped there because if it doesn't have an output, where is it supposed to go? But he clearly asked for a... So the problem is that it didn't generate an output. Is that what you're saying? Oh, to be fair, the stages are not connected. So that could be one issue. I think I actually found the issue. He hasn't connected the stages. What do you think of the ChatGPT App Store coming soon? I haven't really heard that much about it. Bro, stop complaining. I have a MacBook Pro from 2017. I'm just kidding about the complaining if that ain't clear, lol. Hey, Victor, that's funny, bro. Nah, but you know, like, are you doing, like, would you say you're doing equivalent level of load to me? Pause. On your Mac? Because I'm not going to lie. If I'm vibe coding and I'm live streaming and I'm doing all this, it's kind of annoying. DevRealm, what's up? He just added context, yeah. Okay. Pause, what did you say? What did you just say? Yeah, all right. I'll have to get back to this guy because he was asking for a refund, which I'll give it to him. But he did post this like 2-3 days ago, so I was a bit delayed on the response. So hopefully, I told him like, give me 24 hours. I'll try to get it fixed this live stream, and if you're not happy, I'll give you a full refund, man. No issues. Maybe that's something that should be auto done because they are listed step 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, I think this would have been before. So we recently made an update, Jmart, where when someone goes through the build phase or through the build me a team onboarding, it wasn't connecting the links. So we've just updated that, and I think maybe that'll fix his problem. When Kimi K3 will be released, and are you excited for it or no? Look, no comment. I've actually had to sign an NDA regarding that company, so I actually cannot make a comment, but I hope you guys are as excited as I am. Leave it at that. Okay, let's chuck Emilio's in there. Let's chuck Emilio's comment in there. I think we can add multiple stages now. Let me just verify. Oh, that looks clean. Look at that. Got a little fable up top, little grok down the bottom for orchestration. So I should be able to just create this, make that a stage. Let's say I want another AI agent over here. Oh, maybe you're right. Yo. Let me just verify. Weird. So you can create a stage. Okay, that's 2 stages. I think Emilio said that he couldn't create more than 2 stages. Oh, yo, Emilio, I think I know what the problem is. For some reason, it's it's not about the number of stages, but for some reason it doesn't look like you can create a stage specifically for one agent. See, look. But if I bring this other agent over here and I connect these two, yeah, see, I can create a stage. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. So just verifying this claim. Did I chuck it into conductor already? Yo, where'd conductor go? Did conductor just like close itself? Why is nothing working as intended right now? Continue. 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 Alright, so I can put some stages, but it's super laggy. You can create a stage with just one agent and also none. Really? So we just want to look into this specific error that our user is facing, where he mentions that he cannot create more than 2 stages. Can we look into what the problem is? Oh, you did create a stage with one agent. Okay, that's weird. So I can't create a stage with one agent for some reason. More than 2 stages. There seems to be a lot of issues going around with the stages. For example, on my Mac, I just tried to create a stage with a single agent and it wasn't letting me. For some reason, the moment I connected 2 agents together, it started working. So I think we need to look into, for example, on my Mac. So I think we need to look into stage functionality and do a hard review on how it works and fixing any and ironing any kinks, I'll say, and ironing over any bugs. The user in the screenshot for reference is using a Windows. VRTX Tech, you get ad revenue from the stream? Yes, sir. Of course. I'm gonna have you in the background while I edit my next upload. Oh, hey, legend. Appreciate you, man. That's very nice of you. Mayism, I still can't wrap my head around your niche. Not even LE5 would do it. Wrap your head around niche. My niche is using AI to I guess build apps, make money. That's kind of my niche, but like I think what's kind of funny about it is like sometimes I fail miserably. So you guys just kind of watch me fail really badly, which is kind of funny. I guess for you guys, not really for me. But on top of that, I also like kind of, as a non-technical person who's never coded in his life, I'm kind of exploring this world through that lens. And I feel like people who are looking to get into this area for the first time can kind of walk through it with me. That's kind of, I guess, my area. I'm a bit to your channel. What are you building? You mean like new to my channel? What am I building? I'm building Ace. So Ace is basically my pride and joy. And the whole concept of Ace is it's an agentic coding environment, hence why it's called Ace. Get it? Pretty clever, no? But it basically lets you create these more complicated workflows, and you can create these kind of AI teams, and then you can message them inside of the group chat. And yeah, it's super handy dandy. Makes it really easy to, use these more tools. For example, obviously Fable, very expensive AI model, but obviously the most powerful out there right now. So you can actually save costs by having Fable do all the heavy thinking and then delegating to cheaper models like Grok 4.5, for example. Now, if my Grok is connected, which I think it is, yep, it is. We are inside of my Ace Bench repository right now. For those that don't know, I'm basically creating my new benchmark as a people's choice benchmark where users can vote on their favorite model by doing a blind test. This is basically going to eradicate all benchmarking from the face of this earth, because you no longer need to look at these benchmarks. You can just look at what people are actually liking. So this is my Ace Bench repository. We're looking to fix it up. So let's test it out. I'm going to ask Fable inside of Ace. Hello, please review the GitHub repository, Ace Bench. We're looking to be the people's choice for benchmarks. And the whole concept is that users can vote on their best model or favorite model through blind testing. Currently, the problem that we have is a lot of companies, they do these benchmarks and they kind of fluff up the scores. Recently, Cursor was found fluffing up Grok 4.5 scores because some of the testings got leaked into Grok's knowledge base, and so the score essentially got corrupted, yet they still posted the benchmarks. Kind of crazy considering that SpaceX just acquired them. It's just a little sus. And so I'm thinking, how many times have you seen on paper that a model is good and then you actually go to use it and it's actually dog shit? So what I want to do is I want to create a people's choice bench where users can vote through a blind testing. So can you actually just review the code and come back with some feedback and potential improvements? Let's start there. Now, this is actually the first time I'm actually building my app inside of Ace, so I'm sure we're going to run into some problems. Let's have a look. Oh, my app is super laggy. I'm inside of Claude authentication required. Just verifying. Am I inside of Ace? I'm inside of Ace, so we can quit Ace Dev. Reconnecting Claude, failed to fetch. Did I get the same issue inside of Conductor? No. Okay, let's look into this. I haven't run out of Fable usage yet. %. Claude is unable to be reached right now through Ace. Can we look into the problem? Claude seems to be working fine inside the other applications that I'm using simultaneously. So I think this is an Ace problem. Hello, my jobless friends. Pain, what up? You biggest niche is you. Very likable. Even if you worked on something else, the you would still work, I think, in what you do. Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Pain. Actually means a lot. Bro, that's cool though. May I ask for how long you've been working on that, and is it available to the public? Yes, it is available to the public. There's a link in the description. Now, it is a paid subscription. However, server offline. So something seems to have broken Ace. Let's look into why. Just had a quick look and it's saying server offline. I like that I can send a message and it doesn't get queued. See how Fable instantly gets access to this message? Let's have a look here. All confirmed. The generator is precisely the one with the known startup problems. Okay, wait. Please rebuild ace.dev as well as the new Ace app inside of my device. That makes a lot of sense. We just upgraded the .dmg and we're not using the new updated app. We're using the old one. So let's fix that. A plugin just came out, Doobie, which essentially does a similar thing to Ace, where one AI is orchestrator, delegates a diff AI to work. Could be cool to go check it, see what Ace is missing, or vice versa. Yo, Pain, what's it called? You hitting Soul? We're hitting Fable right now, but we're going to switch over. I'm not going to lie, I don't recommend using multiple jobs at the same time. It's going to break things. I mean, they're all kind of working in different areas though, so I think it's fine. You know, up until this point, all we've been doing is running multiple jobs at the same time. And so bit weird to stop doing that and just run one job at a time. And Amelia, you also need to consider, like, dude, one prompt can go for literally hours. Like, look at this one. This one went for 30 minutes. This one went for 14. This one went for, like, look how long that is. That's literally like a day, bro. So it's hard to say that, you know, to work on one prompt or one job at the same time, because that's just going to slow you down. You can move a lot faster with multiple jobs at the same time. If something does break, then you can just run another job to fix the breakage. It's, I don't know, is that Vibecoder talk right now? Like, developers like rolling in their graves when I say that shit? On it, you've explicitly assigned both installs and I'm the release agent for, so both are in scope. Plan, build the dev shell from current dev, install it, then install production ASAP from the signed notarized we just shipped. Exactly what customer, okay, cool. This should create a big improvement. Victor Gaming, gonna go to sleep. I'll look at Ace tomorrow, sounds cool. I think I have something similar set up in my Claude code, but cool project, keep it up. Thanks, Victor. Appreciate you joining in, man. I think he's talking about Open Router Fusion. Oh, is that a new... We support Open Router inside of Ace. However, Open Router's kind of been doing that for a while though. Fusion. Run multiple models side by side, analyze their strength, and fuse the best answer, and run an analysis and fuse into the best result. The hell? Open Router trying to be... I mean, Open Router, I guess, technically ends up becoming my biggest competitor, hey? Because they have access to all the models. So they could easily build a tool similar to what I'm building. Well, it's pretty Vibecoder things, but I couldn't agree more on what you said. So yeah, I trust you, bro. Fair enough, Emilio. Would you say, how's work going, by the way, Emilio? You telling me you got a new job, man? I swear, like a couple months ago, you seemed like you were struggling a little bit. You told me that you failed your exam, and now we're into brighter days, bro. Glad to see a generational comeback from you, Emilio. Hope the job is treating you well. Can I just say, I was running, it was kind of low key, but on the school community, I was running one-on-one lessons where for free, anyone could join and just ask questions. And I didn't really like push it very hard, but I was kind of just like, whatever, I'll just post it and see who rocks up. No one rocked up except Emilio. So I ended up just like chilling with Emilio. We like talked for like maybe 40 minutes. And yeah, it was pretty cool. Got to know Emilio pretty well. So yeah, a bit of a vibe. I stopped doing them on school because no one showed up. But hey, if I had a big enough crowd, and by big, I mean like I just need 1 or 2 people to show up. I am very happy to do one-on-ones for free through the school community. Just like a group phone call, you know? Is Ace repo up on Git? It is, but it's it's private. So I don't know, like, can you see if a repo is private? How much can you see? Like, for example, if I just went into incognito mode. So you literally cannot see it. Interesting. Okay. Maybe I'll open source some sections of it, like how the AIs can talk to each other. There's definitely some parts of Ace that I'd like to open source. For example, if you guys want to build your own version, like I'm totally open to that. I'm not going to be your enemy. If it promotes you to build something, like, man, I'm all for sharing stuff. But I just got to make sure I'm sharing some things and not everything, because then it's unfair to the people who are paying for Ace. Also, on another note, we just crossed $1,500 on Ace, so bit of a vibe. It's crazy because like you can go so long without a sale, and then all of a sudden in like one day you'll have 3 people come in and just buy the annual plan. Like, it's super unexpected. So yeah, it's crazy. You just gotta show up, and you gotta keep pushing. And I feel like it kind of stacks up and it snowballs, and eventually it pays off, you know. But initially, you feel like the world's ending, you know. Yeah, my job is really cool and making money, and yeah, it's a huge comeback right now, so I'm really happy, and I really am in a good mood. I'm very happy to hear that, Emilio. Man, I really felt for you when you failed that exam. It looked like it meant a lot to you. Also, Open Router Fusion is bad as fuck. Yeah? Really? The way that I look at it though is when someone releases a product for the first time, that's the shittest that the product's ever going to be. And it's only going to go up from there. It's interesting that they got these different options here. Fast, custom, budget, quality. This is actually maybe something that I could actually use inside of Ace. Like a bit of inspiration. It's like maybe I could have these options here. Because I can see the market that they're trying to attract is not for developers and not for people who are deep into vibe coding like myself and the people in the chat. It's more for someone who's looking to get into AI vibe coding maybe, but there's just a bit too much choice out there. So they want to come in here and they just want to be able to toggle these 3 buttons: budget, quality, fast. I can literally see someone doing that. So yeah, it's an interesting angle for sure. Day 80 getting up there. I know, right, man? Man, I really thought I'd be closer to my goal at day 80, but hey. That's what happens when you live stream everything, man, and everything's visible to you guys. Like some things work, some things don't. Build is in the package. The build notification will wake me up to finish the dev install. So this is Ace. Nothing inside of here, although it's, if I just was to spam and then I was just to go okay, it's feeling more responsive. Now no one's connected. If I was to say yo, what happens? This is the team setup. No one's connected. Does this even work? Let's see. Sent to 4 teammates. I like this neat little thing here now because it tells you what's going on. You're not kind of stuck there, like frozen. Grok is replying first. For real, so many times I wanted to stop learning AI, but you keep going, you keep learning, shit gets easier, and you actually start making systems that help you day to day workflows or others. Exactly. I feel like the barrier to entry is always very high. Mission is just yo with no real ask. So I say keep it to a short, friendly reply and do not build any site or landing page. Interesting that this Grok model has just taken the lead. I recommend replying, yo, what can I help you with? No website. Nah, what? This is actually kind of funny. Are they just talking to each other now? Take a screenshot of this. Yo, it's just a hello. No real ask here. Yo, wait. Oh, no. Are they all just going to keep talking to each other now? How many iterations? This is actually kind of funny. So we've got 3 iterations max. Now, are they just literally going to keep talking to each other? This is actually cracking me up a little bit. Love the name generation for agent inside Ace. Thanks, man. We also just added the system prompt generator as well. So let me see if this works. Now, when you actually click one of these agent harnesses, it'll come with a predetermined system prompt. However, you can also go custom, write something in here like, I'm looking to build a email generator. And then I can literally hit this generate button. And then just with a couple of words, you can generate your own custom system prompt. So this is super handy. It does take a second though, so maybe we need to look into speeding it up. But hey, it's a cool feature because now, you know, I'm sure you've gone through the problem of having to re-explain prompts over and over again. But check this out. From just that an email generator, You are Poppy, an email generation agent for the interaction review project. You turn a user's intent, context, and source material into clear, effective emails that are ready to review. And I feel like it's just these tiny little features that I'm adding that are going to add up to a huge difference, right? And so, yeah, I'm just kind of going through, knocking them off one by one, and just making sure that Ace is literally the best environment for you to vibe code inside of. And if it wasn't for this little overlap right here, that's really annoying the shit out of me. I'm sure it would be. Okay, so we're bumping Ace Dev finished. Also noting from the memory update, another session documented that Ace App and Ace Dev both default to port 3000. Prod currently holds 3000, so the next dev shell should take 3001 via its now bounded port scan. Fixed and verified. Ace is back in line. Your Claude account was never the problem, and neither was Claude itself. Ace's local server was dead, and I've relaunched the app with the server now confirmed healthy. You may need to click back into the board, but Claude runs should work again. Okay, I will say it looks like when I did that, nah, we're good. Okay, cool. Peak token usage. Yep. I mean, that's what you got to do when you're testing these things. What would you say is the best free coding agent? I'm not going to answer that question only because I don't feel like I have the best expertise when it comes to free coding agents. Everything I use is paid. But I'm assuming you're talking about local models. You need pretty good hardware to run them. What are you rocking, TBN? I think you'll need to upgrade your MacBook soon. Looks like it's hard to handle all the AIs now. I know, right? Which is crazy. Like, I feel like the lifespan of this laptop, it's only been like 2 years. I've only had this laptop for 2 years. Best free coding agent is Grok at the moment. Grok is free? Note training data though, they use your data. I love how every time anyone mentions something about local AI models, Vince just randomly like pops up. Like, that's kind of funny. Okay. Did this? Yeah, let me just get rid of this. I think we can archive this. I did not know Grok was free. I thought I got access to it because I pay for X. How many days until Ace is deving Ace? Well, we actually just tried to get Ace to dev Ace, and we ran into a problem. So let's try again. We're just waiting for the new Ace build. Here, look, Vince, I'll tell you, I'm going to say 10 minutes. 10 minutes and we're going to get Ace to dev Ace Bench. See what I did there? We're going to get Ace to dev Ace Bench. If it does a good job with Ace Bench, then I'm going to move it over to working on Ace. And I think that's how we're going to be able to capture a lot of these. Oh, we just added image. Yo, Emilio, you can now attach images to Ace. So you no longer need to just add it to everyone. You can also just add it inside of here. And now everyone gets this context. So you can literally do this. I wonder if you can do this with videos. It needs to be less than 25 megabytes. Okay, cool. You can't do it with videos. My bad. Sorry, Ace. Yo, check out this new jingle that I got for. Oh, is this gonna work? Wait, is it any of these? Late. Yo, yeah. All right. This is the new jingle for my short form videos. It's going to play every time I like mention something about Claude. Have a listen. Let me know if you guys like it. Bet you didn't know Claude could do this. Yo, is that not a bit of a vibe? Bet you didn't know Claude could do this. Obviously, I'm shit at singing, but. Bet you didn't know Claude could do this. Woo! Clean. Make AceBench public so I can submit my agent results. AceBench is still lagging behind a little bit, but I'll let you know the moment it goes public, Vince. Damn, image sharing. That's so cool. I love how gassed up Emilio got over the image sharing. Did you make that with Suno? No, I actually made it with 11 Labs. I'll be pushing some nice Ace updates for you shortly. Any bugs, let me know. Yo, keen. Keen to get Vince's input, bro. Nice. I feel like I'm listening to FM radio. Let's go. Glad you guys like it. Because I don't know if you've been watching the shorts recently, but I've started doing this thing where I introduce the video slightly differently. Here, let me show you.
This Claude skill lets you upload any video and automatically detect, track, and label every person or object inside.
Bro, I can't even watch it.
This Claude skill lets you upload any video and automatically
have a listen.
Track and label every person or object inside it. It's time to Claude Max.
See that? It's time to Claude Max. Claude Max. Anyone else getting gassed or just me? But yeah, I think we can do something better. So that's why I did that jingle. Kind of makes it feel more like a show, you know. I'm trying to elevate the content, make it feel a bit more, synchronized across different platforms. I made it with 11 Labs, Henry. I would do updates on the weekend when shit quiet and actually get them properly sorted for main. Keen. Bro, I got a trash model. I got to wait till I buy PC parts to host it, to build my PC. Yo, good luck, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for you. Let me know how it goes. Both running side by side, prod. All right, cool. Let's do our first prompt for Ace Bench inside of Ace Dev. I'm just going to give these apps a restart. Ooh, we don't want that. Leak my friends' numbers to all 7 of you guys. All right, Ace Bench. Let's actually see if this works. Ooh, definitely feeling smoother. Already I can tell there's a big difference. Like, look at that. All right, let's get this to work. I'm gonna get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. And let's do this again. You have access to Ace Bench. Can you please review? Actually, rather than doing the prompt again, I have Whisper Flow, and Whisper Flow saves all my prompts. So let me see if I can find it. This one. Let's just copy this. Super handy dandy. Paste it in here. And let's let them rip. Boom. Whoo, I'm excited. Watch it say that it doesn't have access to my repositories, man. Just watch, bro. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for it to come back with a big failure. Show us, Vince. How are you benching them? Oh shit. What was that? Did you guys see that? What was the error that popped up? I missed it. I need to go back and have a look. Grok cannot build this policy because... Hold on, let me try to get it. Grok cannot build this policy because it cannot enforce repository reads while preventing every workspace mutation. Use Claude and Codex for this guarded run. Okay. Now, as the vibe coder that I am, just chuck that screenshot in there. And chuck another screenshot over here. Couldn't reach Sheldon. Okay, so let's see if we can fix this. Please review the error message and what went wrong here. Something about Grok not working, which is like weird. How does that make any sense? Because Grok was working fine in another workspace, and the moment that we connected to a GitHub repo and asked it to review the GitHub repo, something went wrong. I've taken screenshots of the setup. Please look into what went wrong. The email flow works. The user's app was stale. The screenshot actually shows the code email arriving correctly from the new code only template. The bug is on the left side. That signing card is the old link-based gate, which no longer exists in current code. The current UI, email me a code, merged to main on June 23. 3 things stacked into a dead end. Okay, but this user... It says June 2023, but this user signed up. Let me have a look. Darren, yeah, okay, let me check this. You're saying that this has been patched up. However, the user signed up 3 days ago. So even though you're saying this has been patched in June 2022, a user in July 12th is still running into this issue. So what can we do about it? I'm watching Doobie watch Doobie, who's watching Doobie, who's also is watching my boy Doobie. I'm reading you while you watching Doobie watch Doobie, who's watching Doobie. All right. I think that's enough chit chat. Let's get into the hard yards now. So we've just finished creating this preview. Let me get rid of the live stream. Get rid of some of this. So let's share this. All right, I want to share this to Claude as a standalone with this preview deck. Now, it's worth mentioning that our UI looks slightly different in terms of colors and animations and stuff. So there's a slight discrepancy. So I'm hoping that when I share this to Claude Fable, it's going to be able to pick up the preview change and not the discrepancy in the UI colors and branding. So apparently, Jmart told me this, but you've used 1,315 times more tokens than the Great Gatsby. What the hell does that even mean? So Jmart apparently told me that the reason that Claude Design wasn't being exported into Ace the way that I wanted it to was apparently it only works inside of the Claude app. So when I tried it inside of Claude, inside of Conductor, it was failing. So one thing that in order for Ace to be my daily driver, I actually need to make sure that Claude Design works perfectly with Ace. And so I need to look into why it's not working for Conductor and why it works for Claude, and try and make it work for Ace, if that makes sense. This looks like the desktop apps have been bumped. Has this all been merged and stuff? Journal entry. This was regarding this. Let's have a look. Why every agent said journal entry appended. The string exists nowhere in our code or Git history. The agents generated it themselves. This was a cascade with 3 missing guards, and I traced each one. Agents are pushed to do their work in files, not in the reply. Board agents are coding CLIs. Nothing rejects a status, only chat bubble. Each bubble in team chat is the agent's trailing chat line, and the answer voice instruction. A contentless reply cascades to every later agent. The orchestrator only stops a step whose reply is completely empty. The user's dad joke output most likely does exist in a markdown file. Inside that's the fix. The summarizer fallback only runs on Claude Codex. So for Gemini steps, the prompt rule and the cascade note are the load bearing part of the fix. Okay, can we also look into deprecation flood? The board's niche research ran. Okay, can we also look into Gemini CLI? Apparently it's no longer supported. And if that's the case, then maybe we need to get rid of Gemini inside of Ace. Do a deep dive on this and come back to me with a verdict. I should probably do this inside of a different agent. Forget the last message I just sent you. Just merge to dev. I'll chuck it in here. And I'll give this to... We can go GPT 5.6 Sol on this one. I go, apparently Ultra Code's really shit inside of GPT 5.6, so let's just keep it at max and go. They use the anti-gravity CLI now, so we need to swap over to that. Vince with a strong opinion that Claude Design is trash. I think Claude Design is great. I don't think I would have been able to get this far with Ace if it wasn't for Claude Design, especially from a Vibecoder's perspective. The ability to visualize a feature, because you got to understand from the Vibecoder's perspective, they don't really know what it is that they want. You know, when you prompt into that box, you don't even know what the output's going to look like. And so that obviously causes a lot of problems compared to a developer. You kind of know what you want because you're having to write it yourself manually. And so being able to visualize with Claude Design the feature, and then going, oh, wait, hang on a second, I don't actually like this feature. Or hang on a second, I actually want to change this and tweak this, and I don't like this color and I can do this. It all kind of helps in the end. Doobie, just you wait, bro. Ace gonna look fire. All right, man. Let's see. I'm excited to see. It'll be good to compare if you get it staged on dev, and I can compare dev versus main. But okay, yeah, has this download Aceboard preview stock? No. So what we can do is we can share now. Where was the handoff to Claude Code? I remember that used to be a thing. What's going on there? Your destination, send. This one. Then you just copy this prompt, chuck it in here. Inside of Multi-Agent, we are looking to implement this new preview feature for when an app is built. Users can preview the app inside of Ace. Now, it's worth noting that the animations design color looks a little off because I created this inside of Claude Design, but the overall structure and how it should interact and feel are the same. Yo, what's your thoughts on GPT 5.6 Soul? I think it is really good. It gets the job done. It just takes a shit ton of time to do it. I think also the fact that I'm probably a little biased right now, because if you look at my Codex subscription, I've just paid for the $200 plan, 20x usage. I've got 3 resets that you can bank. And so they're running this promo right now where for every 1 million users that they receive, they're going to give you a reset in your usage limits. It's kind of interesting where if you look at the other end, Claude and Anthropic are being super stingy about it. But Codex has just been doing resets nonstop. So I've been using it heavily and I really like it. I notice when I give it a task, it's able to come back with a result that I'm happy with. The only issue that I do find is the result itself seems to take a lot longer than if Fable were to do it. It kind of stalemates the Vibecoding session a little bit, because I'll find myself just waiting like an hour and a half for a prompt. All right, but yeah, it's really good. And I think it'll get you further than a Claude subscription. And it gives you like similar to Fable level capabilities, but it's cheaper and it just takes a little bit longer. But to be fair, Ace is quite a big code base now. So I did notice when I ran tests, just for like one-shots and stuff, Codex was faster than Fable. It's just weird that when the code base is bigger, Fable starts becoming faster than Codex. And I'm wondering if because the extra intelligence that Fable has ends up being able to come up with an answer quicker when it's, a bigger, more complicated task. It really does shine. But for those smaller tasks, GPT 5.6 is great. Successfully, Ace blocked Grok before launch because of a repository safety false positive. Your exact prompt classifies as normal and non-destructive. Ace scanned repository instruction files and found the track G-Stack, man. It's always freaking G-Stack's fault. Tracked G-Stack Claude.md, which is the scanner only reads per instruction file, then marks the scan incomplete. Any incomplete scan is automatically converted to destructive read only in native Grok build cannot reliably allow repository reads while blocking every write Ace. Therefore, rejected it during the policy pre-flight. This explains why Grok worked everywhere. They couldn't read Sheldon at Heption. All right, now can we fix the bug? Because I want Grok to work. And I don't want other users to have to face the same issue that I've just gone through. Oh yeah, we've also just added the secrets vault. which I believe is here. So now we can add a bunch of different secrets inside of here. Now, one thing that I do want to do with the secrets vault is get it reviewed, because obviously this is pretty big. So I'm going to get GPT 5.6 Soul to do a deep review on this one. Super deep, ultra deep review. I don't know why it automatically goes to ultra code, kind of annoying. But we'll keep it at max. I'll check general in a sec. G-Stack, man, it's I don't know, man. I actually hate G-Stack. I started liking it initially, but then it just gets super freaking annoying. I just found that 2 days ago. It's really cool. Yo, Emilio, tell me about this. Run GLM 5.2 on a 25 gigabyte RAM consumer machine. Is this this is because they cut out, like, they were able to shrink GLM's size by 80%, if I'm not mistaken. So you still get a lot of GLM's capabilities, but for a lot less space. Correct me if I'm wrong. Run GLM 5.2, 0 depths, experts stream from disk. Tiny engine, immense model on a consumer machine. Yo, Vince, have you checked this out? Have you tried this? Describe in one vivid paragraph how a hummingbird hovers. Wings, heartbeat, stillness. The hummingbird hangs in the air like a shimmering feathered helicopter. Its wings a frantic blur of emerald and copper, beating the air into submission. Deep within that tiny iridescent chest of fire, a heart hammers at an astonishing 1200 beats per minute. Yo, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's cool. No same size, same GLM. It's just a cranked up guy who reinvented how thinking AIs. Wow. That's pretty freaking cool, man. Deep Search QA beaten. Gemini Deep Research Max. Yo, Contra is what you just shared. Oh no, it's Calibri. Wait, so is this, what am I looking at here, Vince? Contra adjustments, is Contra your AI model? Is that what you're saying? What have you done with the Sol Terra Luna? Are you copying GPT? Contra is my AI? Cool. Is it like a GPT skin? I feel like you got to change the names. But yeah, good shit, bro. You might need to school us on a little AI session. How are you training it? We can get rid of this. We can get rid of this. Actually, I did notice that when a user clicks regenerate, it actually does take quite some time. And so is there a way to use a faster model for that? Also, is there some sort of loading screen or loading bar that can pop up in that kind of text box area. So the user sees that something is actually happening rather than nothing at all. Merge to dev has been made. Compare code, open code to Ace. We made those comparisons. I'm not gonna lie, Ace is definitely feeling a lot faster. Look at that. Look how quick that was. All right, this part's a bit slow, but look how quick the rest of it was. Looks like we've seen some improvements in the optimization side of things. Let me have a look at Claude code. Seems to be going. Now I'll probably lay off on Fable a little bit so it has enough usage to crank out this. We only have 63% left, so yeah, should probably relax on Fable. Let me get GPT on this. Based off of Fable's review, let's go through each option. Let me actually just copy this. Continue where Fable left off, and let's try and fix this issue. GPT 5.6, I just know that's going to take ages, so I gave it that prompt. Looks like this has been merged. Done. Man, Conductor is actually what's making me lag now. To be fair, look how many freaking agents I've got running right now. Stage creation. Taking a hot minute here. It's probably due to it taking control of my browser, as you can see here. It's always interesting to watch it just test the app. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a quick drink and a little bathroom break. I've been slowly working on the startup Opti because it's mad slow. Yeah, it is. Starting up Ace is extremely slow. I'll just let that run. Wrangling the agents. Untangling the wires. Did we fix the grok issue? We got GPT 5.6 on that one. App performance optimization loop. Yes, done. And the timing is perfect. Ace Dev app is running right now with a runtime that includes the entire performance batch, and a 10-second live sample shows the shell and server processes idle at 0 to 4% CPU, with normal renderer activity only while the window is actively drawing. No runaway loops, no periodic freeze spikes. What was delivered over the loop? So we've done a few fixes in terms of optimization. The headline fix, the update status endpoint, your app polls every 60 seconds was synchronously spawning Git and making 2 GitHub network calls, freezing the entire server event loop, 2 seconds out of every minute per app, measured 1.85 seconds per call before, 3 to 4 milliseconds after. That's a huge difference. Every minute, the app would freeze for 2 seconds. And now it's gone down to 3 milliseconds. That's a huge improvement. This was your lags when scanning for GitHub updates, and most of the 2 apps open struggle. Prompt sends, stop rehashing your whole skill library and spawning a dozen Git processes each time. 140 milliseconds to 23 milliseconds. Git panel, repo cloning, workspace, create, delete, file listing, all moved off the event loop. None of them can store live runs anymore, proven with a live WebSocket concurrency test. Renderer, no more redundant multi-megabyte saves on the click path. No whole board re-renders from background projects. And the home screen glow no longer repaints every frame. One thing still pending by design, the Electron shell fixes worker threaded update installs. Streamed hash async unzip. The beach ball during the actual update install ship with the next desktop DMG release, not the runtime channel. The merged code sits ready on dev for whenever you cut one. We recently rebuilt the DMG release. So can you review that the new DMG contains this? Nerdy talk on the Discord, LMAO. It's a research system fine-tuned through a new model method I'm testing. It will allow me to work on RSI systems for harness, which is where things will actually grow. Training models is overrated and has limited results. Which model? Traditional sense. Boss, I don't know who you are or why you're riding me so hard, but chill. That's funny. J-Mart cracks me up, man. Audit Gemini CLI support. Okay, let's see what it says here. What I found in ACE. ACE currently presents a misleading healthy state. Do not remove Gemini from ACE. It's still supported by Google. Ended consumer Google account access for Gemini Code Assist individual, Google AI Pro and Google AI Ultron. And open router routes remain viable. Google's deprecation notice and transition announcement. Recommended course. Looks like we need to replace the Gemini CLI with anti-gravity. Gemini C line. I was hoping you fall on the Jmart message, LMAO. Looks like we need to replace the Gemini CLI with anti-gravity. The goal is to transition over. So can we start this? This needs to be smooth. It needs to get Gemini up and running again. And we need to make sure that there's no hiccups along the way. Everything that it's connected to, whether it's through the settings and subscription connection or through the API key or through auto router, nothing gets broken. All right, Gemini, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different instances, AI instances running right now. I think 3 of them are Fable. Oh no, we have an 8th one here as well inside of the actual Claude app. 3 of them are Fable, the rest are Codex. Reaching our usage limit already quite quickly. Yo, did anyone watch the World Cup game? Man, I had like a little bit of money on England to win, and they were winning up until the 85th minute. And then right at the end, Argentina scores 2 freaking goals. How do they keep doing this, man? How does Argentina keep freaking scoring in the last minute? Makes no freaking sense. Okay, so Gemini audit, we've got where'd the Grok audit go? Here. Yo, do you guys have any other models that you'd like me to add? I believe local model. Now, I'm pretty sure I've actually added a Gemma 4 to this Mac, and I did it through Olama. So the fact that it's not being recognized is a little concerning. So Gemma 4 was installed onto this device a little while ago, and it's currently not showing inside of Olama. I installed it through Olama as well, so it should definitely be picked up. Can you look into why it's not being picked up? I think it could be really funny as a video idea that Fable 5 orchestrates like 10 different Gemma 4s, and we see if it can actually create anything of substance. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 instances now. how smart is Ace's orchestration? I kind of want to run a test, and I want to see how intuitive and clever the Ace agentic harness is. Because a thought kind of popped up in my mind where if we had Claude Fable 5 orchestrate a bunch of cheaper local models, or even like Claude Haiku, how well and how good of an output would we receive? I think the goal is, does the orchestrated model, the lead, understand the capability of the models underneath? Because if we have the model orchestrate a bunch of Claude Haikus, is Fable actually going to be able to successfully delegate tasks that are easy enough for those cheaper models to achieve? And this goes beyond orchestration. This also goes into in an agent team that is connected. Do each agents understand each other's capabilities? Why is my whisper flow not working? So I want to run a test, and I want to see, are you able to distinguish what is going on internally inside of Ace when agents get connected, and how they communicate with each other and the information that they know about each other? Based off your findings, let's create an action plan. I'm laggy. I think it's because I got so many of these instances. Do sub-agents need system prompts? No, they do not, because the orchestrator handles everything. That being said, you've just made me realize, does the orchestrator have a system prompt? Act as focus specialist in this. So the sub-agent seems to have a system prompt already. You are the supporting specialist agent, but the orchestrator does not. So good point. Good find. I think I might be doing a bit too much on this because it's super laggy. Actually, I just realized I should be able to do this inside of why that stopped. I'll just say continue. It's this one. Okay, so I'll just paste it in here. Another thing that I want you to look at is when I create an orchestration, I noticed that the sub agent has a system prompt, but the orchestrator does not have a system prompt. And the orchestrator definitely needs some sort of system prompt to help it understand its role. Some would argue that it is probably the most important role, as it needs to know who to delegate to, etc. Okay, this is probably the most I've ever had running at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different agents running currently. How's the app coming? Have you pushed a new DMG release? Yes, we have pushed a new DMG release. Maybe give it until the end of the live stream, but this version of the app is way more responsive and faster. See how laggy, guys, I don't know if you can see this, but my computer is so freaking laggy inside of Conductor, which is affecting everything else on my computer. Like, look, even inside of Chrome, I'm super freaking laggy. However, inside of Ace, we are chilling. Look at that. Look how freaking smooth everything is. I think we've actually made a huge improvement to the optimizations. Super excited for you guys to try it out. There's a link in the description. If you want to try out Ace for yourself, it's $15 a month or $99 if you pay for the annual, which ends up being like around $8. And if you use code DUBI, that's DUBI, it is 10% off whether you get the annual or the monthly. Ends up being like, I think close to $7 with that 10% discount. So yeah, check it out, man. $7 a month, like, to get this? This looks like it's worth $7 a month to me. But hey, I'm biased. Dude, we've literally had prompts running. I'm scared to open Conductor. Ace taking all the power. Legit. What's going on here? Failed to create workspace. Let me try again. Workspace not found. Weird. No, that's never happened to me before. I think it's trying again. My God. I told you that running too much tabs will break something. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I think Conductor, like something they've changed has made it worse. I don't know what it is that they've done, but Conductor recently, it's kind of turning into a bit more of a hassle than an improvement. So I guess it's a better time than ever to switch over to wait, this is unskippable, by the way. Oh my god. So this little button down here, sign in needed, we need to fix. And I'm not going to give it to a agent just yet because it's lagging. So let me just chuck it here. Clicking this button takes me through the entire beginner user onboarding again. Yo, Emilio, it should be live. If you might need to re-download the .exe file. And I'll probably make an announcement. Anyone that has been using, I think we need to actually create some sort of prompt to order. I wonder if we can make this automatic. Here, let me do that. When a new .dmg is available, I think we need to create some sort of prompt so the user doesn't have to manually go to the website and install it, but it actually gets installed when a user just presses a simple button, and it all just gets set up for them autonomously, so they don't need to do anything. Again, failed. I think there's just too much shit going on, I'm not gonna lie. They just have to quit and reopen and they get the updates. See, I've added a system where your app automatically updates for anything that involves GitHub. But the moment that it requires a .dmg installation, which basically means that there's something fundamentally different that needs to change with the installed app. Because my app is an Electron or a Chromium, it doesn't need to reinstall the app every time. It can just update the website and just collect the updates from the website because it's a wrapped Chromium. But yeah. And that's instant. It just requires a restart. But when it's actually changed the installation of the app, that's when it requires a new download. Hopefully we have Yo, Doobie, why is my water thirsty, bro? What does that even mean, bro? Not really how it works, but okay. From my understanding, that's how it works. Because it pulls from GitHub as the source of truth. So if it's an Electron, it just requires a restart, and your app will get the updates. But the moment that, let's say I need to actually change something about the Electron, the shell of the app, it requires the user to download a new .dmg package or .exe. So you'll find like I'm implementing this preview for my app, and this won't require a new .dmg. This will just require a restart. So there's two separate types of updates, I guess is a good way to put it.
Hey, welcome to Ace. To get started, go ahead and click New Project.
Looks like Claude is running some tests. Let's have a look. This is cool. How's Claude's code editor lately? It's honestly still a bit lame. I don't know. I don't like it that much. I'm sure they're making improvements every day, but yo, so we can draw on it. Nice. Keep it. Oh, I love that. This is sick. Dude, check this out. The preview is working. Hate this. That's sick. How nice is this preview, dude? This is probably one of the nicest previews I've ever seen, and I built it. I cannot believe that I built this. This is so nice. There's something super satisfying, like turning into solid after you're done. Also, the little love heart. Oh, that's so nice. So now you can literally just drag and drop the agent exactly what's going on. And when you're ready, just send 2 notes to build. That's a huge upgrade. Lagging? Oh, hold up. Let me try and fix it. Dude, I think just running that many agent instances just cooks my setup. Rip bandwidth, lol. My internet's good though, like. I literally think it's because of all these instances right here. Like, even just opening that app is frying my computer. Let me close some things. See if that helps. Man, I need to upgrade like ASAP. Look at Discord. Was it less than that before the update, Emilio? Electron app is bugging somewhere in the animation. Okay, noted. Yo, is the stream still super laggy? To be fair, everything is freaking laggy right now. That's weird. So you're saying it feels faster, but it's using more power? Mobile looks clean. Bruh, can you guys even see me right now? The stream is great. But Ace is not operating. I mean, it could be operating through the local host. Okay, that's a good point. That's probably why I'm lagging so much, because I've got 10 different agents working on Ace, which is taking up a shit ton of compute. Which one was it for optimizations? This was Olama. This is regarding generations. Yeah, Conductor is frying my PC. Maybe I got to start moving to Terminal, because terminals are a lot lighter, right? This is regarding optimizations. So I think it's this one. Checking whether the tag commit contains, I think my GitHub CLI needs to be fixed. User is saying that the compute usage of Ace has gone up rapidly, and although it feels faster, it's using way more compute to run. I'm also noticing a lot of lag on my own device. Having multiple AI agents working on an app that's using so much compute is a recipe for disaster. Can we look into what might have gone wrong here and how we can improve? Git auth, GH auth login. Reauthorizing Git. Maybe the GitHub issue was actually causing, because look, automatically my PC feels like it's running faster. So I think they were all just pulling GitHub requests and it just wasn't working. Yeah, all of a sudden it feels way smoother. Commit and open PR into dev. What up, hotfix? Currently working on ACE, Agentic Coding Environment. This is my app conductor. It didn't work. I just authorized. Weird. Let me retry. All right. Well, it's a laggy AF. What are we at? All right. I'll probably wrap the stream up here, guys. My computer is just fried. I think I need to look into potentially a new tool. But my computer's fried. So I'm going to let these 10 different AI instances run, and hopefully we can continue where we left off tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed this stream. Sorry for the sudden leave. Was planning on going for a bit longer than this, but it is what it is. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out. Emilio, get some sleep, bro. Hotfix, Henry. I'll catch you guys later. Barton, peace out, peace out, peace out, peace out. Apologies for the lag. Bimbe, I'll catch you. J-Mart, Vince, Drew. Peace out, guys.